Welcome back to the Trade Sailor project. This week we're going to talk about the hull and deck design. So welcome to the hull and deck design. This week I'm going to discuss the hull and deck, of course. So I'll show you the data I used to develop the hull, the assumptions I made for the hull, and the hull design. So I'll show you the lines plan and I'll show you the 3D model. All right, let's get going. So what do we do with the hull and deck design? So we set the bounding geometry. So we basically give a shape in which we use to do all the following steps. So we're at step 2 now, hull and deck design, and after that we use this input to complete the other steps. The hull and deck design is based on the definition, so the previous step. I'll show you which data I used, and it's a preliminary hull, so it's not perfect yet. There's a few bits I'm not really happy with, and I'll point you out, and that will get further refined in the next iteration, and maybe in this one already secretly a little bit. So these are the basic dimensions I used for this for the development of the hull. We've got a length overall of 30 meters, that's what we said. Length waterline is 28 meters, a beam of 7.1 meters, a depth of 4.5 meters, a draft of 3.25 meters, and a displacement of 325 tons. With using these dimensions, we basically use the following ratios: the CB, and that's of the hull including the keel, of 0.5. Hull only will be around 0.58. Length over beam of 3.9, and the length waterline over depth of 6.2. So for the hull design, I've determined the following features. We've got a multi-chine hull, so that means it's strips of developable plates, so plates which can just be cut out of a plate of steel and don't require any bending, forming. This is slightly less efficient than a round-bilged hull, but it's a lot easier to build. So to make the building for small yards easier. Near vertical bow. So to maximize the waterline length, we've got a near vertical bow. It will slam a little bit more in big waves, but if you keep it fine enough, it should be fine. Near parallel mid-body, so I've tried to make the middle of the boat as straight as possible, as parallel as possible, this to help fitting cargo and fitting containers. We've got a wide transom, a bit modern style. In the olden days, they used to make the transom real narrow to aid seas coming from the back. The development in sailing boat hulls is that the transom gotten wider. So also for this boat, we've got a fairly wide transom, which will help downwind sailing. And I've got a straight deck with camber. So it means that the deck is transverse direction. So side to side, it's got a rounding in it to help water drain. But in the longitudinal direction, it's a straight line. And this also same thing. It's easier to build. You don't need to form the deck. And you can sight the deck frames when building. So this is the model as I've got it at the moment. As you can see, it's a multi-chine hull. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 plates. Yeah, and it's fairly full. I already made some space for a keel in the lines. And this is the top view, or bottom view actually, and the side view, the profile view. I'm not very happy yet with this bit of the bow. I still want to have a fiddle with that, but the geometry is there. So it's not a boat hull lines you can build from, but it's for the first iteration. This is for me good enough. So this is the 3D model in Rhino. As you can see, it's got the deck camber. It's got a camber of B divided by 50. We've got very flat sides. Yes, we've got the chines, bottom plating, two strakes at the bottom. Got the main chine inside. Like I've said, I'm not happy with this corner yet. Need to fiddle with that. It's very hard, always a very difficult point where the bow plates come together. We've got the back, the transom slightly submerged when it's at full load, but else transom out of the water, which helps massively with reducing resistance. Bow plate running up, so that's the bottom plating running up to the bow, making space for the prop. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. So that was this week's episode of the Hull and Deck. I hope you enjoyed it. Next week we're going to do the keel and the rudder and the sail and rig. So it's going to be a big one. The keel and rudder by itself is for me not enough. So I thought if I add sail and rig, we got underwater, above water. Those two play together anyway. So yes, we'll start with that. If you got any ideas about what a good keel and rudder design is, or any preferences or ideas about the sailing rig, the sail and the rigs, then please let me know in the comments of this video. All right, hope to see you next week. Bye.